When the burning sun finally sails over the horizon, and the temperature drops to almost bearable, the fragile veneer of normality sitting over the city falls away like the thin white veil worn by an arranged bride. There is that second where you don't regret marrying for the money, but the full reveal leaves you wishing you'd settled for Deborah, the diner owner's daughter, whose special desserts made you yearn for more whipped cream. The real face of LA is the ugliness of gluttony, hedonism, seduction, and scandal. Here you can schmooze with the stars, sign autographs with the pros, and look slightly younger for slightly longer, and all it costs you is your soul. The devil does bulk deals for a discount, and I'm pretty sure his booth is set up right here on the Diva Strip, the street where all your dreams come true right before your nightmares get a bit rowdy, roll in drunk, and trash the joint. Restaurants, theaters, bars, nightclubs selling all manner of entertainments are available for your pleasure, provided you have the coin. The biggest draw is, of course, Fatso's Nightclub and Casino, currently hosting the delectable Veronica Starr, a woman so devastatingly beautiful that the Lord of Darkness must be chomping at the bit to collect his dues. I fingered the improvised invitation that was thrust into my hands for the stunning Miss Starr. A part of me hoped she'd have some answers to the questions surrounding the death of Hank Jensen, but mostly I wanted this to be about me. Fat chance. I arrived at Fatso's early with the intention of killing a few nervous brain cells while I waited. I walked through Fatso's door and scanned the joint looking for Red, when a large hairy hand clammed down on my right shoulder. It looked like I was being assaulted by a giant tarantula. I thought of doing the duck, spin, and twist and get the guy's arm up his back, turn the tables in my favor, but before I could make a move, another hand appeared on my other shoulder. I looked round and saw a colorful rainbow swirl set into the eye sockets of a man with a 6-inch scar across his face. Despite the marbles, these guys weren't playing. Hey guys, nice to see you. Don't wrinkle the Mac, it's my only one.
The boss wants to see you.
Is there any need for the frog marching, boys? Okay, seems so. 1, 2, 3, 4, wow, 5 neon signs pointing to the manager's office. You goons must get lost easy. You'd be better off with those maps they have at theme parks with a "You Are Here" dot on them.
Do you ever shut up talking? After you.
No, after you. Ape before beauty.
Get in there.
Downstairs, the floor was a complex mix of patterns and colors, designed to cover up spills from careless customers. The carpet in Fatso's office was a dark red, to cover up spills from careless customers.
Do you like this window, Mr. Wiggles? It affords me a wide view of the clientele who frequent my club and the whole of the Diva Strip. I often enjoy standing here with a cigar, taking in the vista before the hustle and bustle of the evening begins. One of the privileges of being successful is having a good view of the world, of the people. It reminds me of the hard work, dedication, and doing what needs to be done brings great rewards. Through my ongoing business and charitable endeavors, I have cemented my name in the history books of this fine city. The trouble with such an elevated position is that some people look up and pass judgment without understanding they are observing from a flawed perspective. How can the scurrying mouse possibly judge the soaring eagle from his lowly position on the ground? He cannot possibly, so we should not let him. To that end, let us have some privacy. We can have a nice talk, eagle to mouse.
Nice curtains. Are those electric? They look flammable.
These curtains, Mr. Wiggles, are made from the finest, purest silk imported from Shanghai, as was this aromatic cigar. This desk is made from the rarest woods, hand-assembled by artisans. The leather inlay comes from the fiercest saltwater crocodiles, wrestled to exhaustion by Native American alligator wranglers. The exquisite wood paneling you'll find throughout Fatso's.
So do I call you Fatso or Alfonso?
Frank, do not be rude, please. Offer Mr. Wiggles a chair.
Hey, Mac. Easy on the Mac. Oh, no, wait a minute.
This weapon I'm pointing at you, Mr. Wiggles, may appear to be a regular Colt 45. But as I pull the trigger... You will see, not all is what it seems at first glance.
You had me going there. I've never seen a man light a cigar with a gun before.
But how rude of me. Can I offer you a cigarette? Cirillo? Cheroot? Hooker pipe? Chewing tobacco and a spittoon? Himalayan six-finger nostril pipe?
What are you running here, Fatso? A nightclub or a humidor? I'll take one of your cigars from that fancy box over there.
Ah, you have a good eye for quality, Mr. Wiggles. These are my finest cigars. Cuban. The box itself is quite special. I bought it in Egypt in 25. It keeps the tobacco in perfect condition. But I'm afraid I cannot let you have one of my personally sourced cigars. They are really quite special.
In that case, I'll stick with the coffin nails. At the end of the day, we're just blowing smoke.
You are a direct man, Mr. Wiggles.
Yeah, I get that a lot. What about your matchbooks? Are they imported too?
Very droll. Actually, they are made in my matchbook and firework factory downtown, and I do not appreciate you using my desk as an ashtray. This is a place of sophistication, Mr. Wiggles. Drinks and a little flutter in the casino, plus class acts like Veronica Starr, bring in the up-and-coming actors, singers, and of course, old money.
Fatso seemed pretty calm. Cool and collected, while his goons, gorilla hands, and marbles seemed as taut as a piano being tuned by a chimpanzee wearing ear defenders. I'm not scared of a guy screaming blue murder in my face, but I am of a guy who isn't. This was one of those times.
I am sure you will understand that
The
in
calm
order
before the
to
storm.
provide my customers with the
The
highest
eye of the
standards
tornado.
that they expect, I cannot have
A rowing
persons
boat in
of
the
less
trough of a
moral
wave.
standing, those who have
From the person rowing, counting down the seconds as the peak comes crashing down over and around them, seeing if they can survive another barrage of waves, lashing themselves to the broken timbers and boards, hoping to make it back to the shoreline and not dashed upon the rocks.
Do not get me wrong, I am quite aware she is half my age.
Much
but
like
I
that
am
famous
sure
painting by
you
the
will
Japanese
understand
artist
my
of a big wave
concerns.
with Mount Fuji
A
in the
young woman
background.
should be courted by
The
a
fingers of the
suitable,
sea coming out of the crest of the
respectable
wave,
man, not any old
getting a
riffraff,
hold of you,
dirty Mac.
pulling you down
In a
into the
way,
depths
she
of
feels
dark
almost
silence,
like family.
contradicted by the destructive
All my
maelstrom raging
employees
above,
feel like family. There is nothing
but equally
I would
mixed with the
not do
regret
for
and
any of
despair of being bested
Nothing
by an
I would
unrepentant
not
and
do to
stronger
protect them.
adversary,
Take Frank here, for instance.
Mother Nature.
He came to me a shell of a man.
The sea can be a cruel
Shadow of
mistress
his
if not
former self,
respected.
Beaten down by the world. I
A fair
took
wind,
him in,
a good knowledge of knots, and a
molded
strong
him,
stomach, and you're
built
ready for
him back
anything.
up again. Now,
That's what my old man
strong,
said.
fearless,
And he should know.
loyal,
He was a
with
fisherman.
a grip that could crack walnuts.
My favorite knots are reef and
Mario
granny.
lost an eye.
They're
along
a
with his
staple of any
marbles,
household.
and I gave him one back.
I like my
His
feet on
loyalty
terra
is
firma.
unquestionable.
Stay away from the
Do you
aqua, or
understand
the
me,
sirens be getting you.
Mr. Wiggles?
That's my motto.
Mr. Wiggles.
Well, one of them
Mr.
anyway.
Wiggles.
Huh?
Have you heard a single thing I just said?
I realized at that moment I hadn't listened to a single damn word Fatso had said. Of course I've been listening. I'm always listening, even when I'm not. And I don't rightly like being manhandled and dragged up here to be given a nautical-themed lecture on employee management.
I like my employees focused on the task at hand, without having to field questions from rowdy vagrants who are subsequently thrown out the back door. Let me be clear, Mr. Wiggles. Stay away from Veronica Starr.
Listen, that was just a simple misunderstanding. I was chatting with Miss Starr about a guy she may have seen here in your club. I'm looking into a murder investigation, you see. I'm a private investigator. Quite a good one, actually.
Your reputation certainly precedes you, Mr. Wiggles. Good, though, is not a word I hear often. But tell me, who is the poor unfortunate?
The deceased is one Mr. Hank J. Jensen, a frequenter of your fine establishment. Had a taste for the tables, liquor, and a certain lady in particular.
Go on.
He was found dead in his bathtub. Gunshot wound to the head, the gun still in his hand. Obvious suicide. But the funny thing was, the fingers on his leading hand were broken. Now, I'm not rushing to any conclusions, but it's quite difficult to shoot yourself with a broken hand.
It is likely he was on a great many painkillers, the last one being the bullet that killed him.
He was here the night he died. Lady Luck had popped off to powder her nose. Word on the street is she breezed in at the 11th hour and Hank left here with more than a pretty penny. Perhaps he seemed a little disrespectful. There's nothing worse than a bad winner after all. A man of your standing needs to maintain a reputation. Disrespectful behavior needs to be addressed, and perpetrators need to be shown the error of their ways.
Are you suggesting I had a winning customer killed? Oh, I prefer my clients very much alive. That way they can return and lose even more. Lady Luck is such a fickle mistress. She abandons all of us in the end. I think we're done here, Mr. Wiggles. If you require anything else from me, I will be quite sure to be unavailable. One more thing, Mr. Wiggles. Here is a $1 chip. Try your luck on the tables before you leave. Have a drink on the house. After you're relieved of your chip and any self-respect you have left, don't let the back door or Frank here hit you on the way out.
I was led back through the maze of corridors and neon through a private door that ended directly in a Fatso's casino. I moved with a measured pace. I wasn't about to be intimidated. Gorilla Hands takes me right up to the casino bar and waves the barman over. Preferential treatment? Lucky me.
Pour him a drink.
The bartender grabbed the cheapest whiskey from the shelf, my usual brand, splashed a careless but generous measure into a tumbler and threw the glass in my general direction. Thanks. I'd offer you a tip, but I'm, down to my last chip.
Come on.
Oh, on the move again. We'll have to postpone that catch-up. Ooh, roulette.
Play your chip, then get out. And don't come back.
Say, you don't mind if I put my hat down? It's a little warm in here. I'll go single. Lucky number 7. Well, 35-1 ain't the best odds I ever played, but it sure as hell ain't the worst. I watched as the wheel roller set to work. The immediate threats of violence, the spinning numbers, and the cheap whiskey were setting my stomach churning, and I resisted the urge to hang onto the table like a kid on the Big Dipper. The shiny roulette ball began to slow down, and it reminded me of Fatso's shiny bald head. Like him, it moved in a different direction to everything else, ready to land where it'll make your life the most miserable.
7 red.
Bingo. Hey, Gorilla Hands, what do you say? One more spin? Well, I'll just play till I lose.
Final bets.
Red was always my favorite color. Put it all on lucky number 7 again.
7 red.
Wow, that's a big pile of chips. Hey, Frank, want to give me some help? You got big hands. How about some craps? Here's 10 for your trouble.
Yeah, thanks. Come on, baby. Dada needs a new pair of rattlesnake boots.
Oh, snake eyes.
God, son of a gun.
My turn. Hey, what do you think, Frank? Everything on the pass line? Let's do that again. How about all of it on the field?
Go tell the boss we got a problem.
Put it all on the hard 8. Waiter, champagne for everyone. Looks like there's a new dealer over on the blackjack table. Why, Miss Starr, looks like it's my lucky night.
Really? You know, I heard the last guy who had a lucky night here didn't stay lucky for long.
Then maybe I should start a lose. Care to help? 5,000. Hit me.
23. Bust.
Well, let's try that again. 5 grand. Hit me.
22. Bust.
Okay, let's try that again. Trends would say the next hand's going my way. How about another 5? Hit me.
27. Bust.
3 in a row? I must be getting distracted.
That's what I'm here for.
Really? The cocktail napkin told me you were here to meet someone special. Waiter, bourbon on the rocks and a cherry martini for the lady.
I think you might be barking up the wrong tree.
When the fruit on the tree is ripe for the picking, a man gets his basket, a ladder, and vertigo be damned.
The man you were asking about last night? He was here in the casino when I was working. I dealt to him a few times. Normally, I deal to the high rollers exclusively, but there was something about him. A sadness that begged me to stay.
So why the turnaround? You could have told me this last night. Instead, you were clammed tighter than an oyster protecting its pearl.
Bars have ears. Blackjack tables only have hands.
So you dealt a few cards and got to talking.
He lost more than he won. He wasn't a very good blackjack player. We talked a little. After closing, I saw him being led into Fatso's office. I hid around the corner. I don't know why, but I did. Dealer gets blackjack.
Another slice of my hard-earned winnings gone. Ah, the drinks. Thank you for your trouble. You know, your hair's like a burning building. Terrifying, but so beautiful you can't look away. That's a nice burn. Who says you can't fight fire with fire?
I heard some raised voices coming from Fatso's office. Some shouting and a loud scream.
Wow, she downed the martini like a sailor hearing his boat was about to leave.
I'm afraid to say I ran back to the dressing room at that point, Mr. Wiggles. I feared the worst, but what could I do? The next night, he was back, and I was so relieved. His hand was all bandaged up. I guess that was what the screaming was about. A warning. I made sure I was at the table to see him.
I found a silver bucket at Jensen's place. I guess Fatso's generous when it comes to icing a guy. His hand, anyway. I guess Jensen didn't take the warning seriously.
I think he was at his end. His eyes bloodshot and his hands were shaking. He played his last hand like it was his last breath. And I didn't want to be the one who pushed him over his cliff.
Let me guess. He won that hand. And the next?
26. Bust.
And by the time you walked away from your table, he was a rich man?
The broken man who'd crawled over that evening was gone. He couldn't believe his luck. He was generous in his winning. A bit like you, Mr. Wiggles.
So he cashed out and left?
Uh-huh.
Were you not afraid Fatso would know you tipped the scale like a fat woman on a child's seesaw?
It takes a lot of large women to lift Fatso on a seesaw. Sometimes the house loses.
And then you found out your hard luck case wound up as food for the worm.
All I was told was that he wouldn't be coming back, but I could read between the lines.
2 bites of the cherry. Greedy girl.
Dealer blackjack again. I'm afraid it's not your night, Mr. Wiggles.
I think I'll quit while I'm ahead. But then again, I am a generous guy. Waiter, champagne for the room.
You're playing a dangerous game, Mr. Wiggles.
Hey, Gorilla Hands. Make sure this gets to Fatso. I always pay my debts. For your trouble, Miss Starr.
You're all trouble, Mr. Wiggles, and I have enough of my own.
I watched her glide out of the room like a hungry dog salivating over a meal he was never gonna get. I handed over my chips to an indignant cashier and received a black leather holdall sporting a stylized golden F. Checking my tie and hat, I strode out of the club. I passed my parking ticket to the valet, and a few minutes later he pulled my car around. I threw him a ridiculous tip and climbed into the Chevy, throwing the bag into the footwell. Reaching into the glove compartment, I took out my gun, placing it next to me on the seat, just in case. As I drove off down the street, a black Buick took pursuit. Fatso, no doubt, wanting my winnings back. At this time in the morning, the streets were pretty empty. I headed out of the city, the Buick following my every move. I took a turning off the beaten track and gunned the engine. Come on! I gave the Chevy everything she had, but the Buick quickly moved in and smashed into the side of me. I reached for my gun as it went flying forward from the impact.
Get out here! Did you really think you could walk into Fatso's with nothing, insult the
the boss, then leave with a small fortune?
I figured I'd give it a go.
Oh yeah? Why don't you give this a go?
As the warm darkness started to envelop me, I heard them plan to get rid of the Chevy. Goodbye, trusty companion. You've clipped your last clop. But maybe so have I. I held on as long as I could, but consciousness gave out as they tossed me into the trunk of their car.
You've just been listening to Wiggles P.I. in 2 Bites of the Cherry. Starring the voices of Dale Brett, Alan Carmichael, and Ivy D. You can find Ivy D at voiceacting.love-takes-work.com. To find out more about Wiggles P.I., head over to noircastmedia.com. It's Joe here from Joe's Bar. Let's finish on one of Veronica's signature cocktails. High Roller Sour. Take a highball glass. Run a lime wedge round the glass and dip it in chili powder and salt mix. Add crushed ice, crushed hazelnuts, 2 crushed limes, fresh grapefruit juice, 3 shots of gin. Don't forget your cherry. Enjoy.